Great guests in studio again here this morning, as it's Karin Leaf, Jennifer Baria from the Mason County EDC. What are you guys laughing about?
Good morning.
Again here.
No, we just had two great guests.
You did.
And again, we have two more great guests.
Like, gosh, we wish they wouldn't come.
They're here again.
Every week, Jeff, every week.
Economic development to talk about or something. We had the port on last week, and they shared some fun numbers about they have a couple of the businesses in the county that have some of the most employed folks, and you come bearing gifts in the fact that you've got a big old list of all of the biggest employers in the county.
We update the top 50 Mason County employers, and Karin got it finished while I was out of town. So when I got back from my workforce development conference, we talked about workforce. So
yeah, for sure.
It led right into it.
Perfect.
And she has had, 3 businesses on in the last little bit. So you guys have gotten a really good taste on what some of our local businesses are here.
There's some great ones. What's number one on the list? And are these private businesses, or does that also include? I guess we'll find out. So I should just keep my mouth shut. What's the top one in the county?
Top one in the county is Little Creek Casino. They've been our top employer for probably 6 years.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. If you look back through this will be up on our website this afternoon, so you'll have a chance to take a look at it. But this is specifically based around employees, so it includes public, private.
Okay.
The second one on the list is Mason General Hospital, so it gives you an idea of what we have.
Sure.
Both of those are continuing to grow. So the interesting thing that I noticed when Karin told me she took this opportunity to really kind of delve in with the companies on why their number is where their number is. And she did that because she noticed that we're under in quite a few. So we're down from last year on what their employment numbers are. And it's specifically because they can't find people to fill positions that they have open.
Isn't that something?
So it's something that I talked about a lot with different people at the conference that I went to. And it's very much so a problem across the board, and it's not an industry specific problem, though you do see it more in the trade industries because it's been leading toward that, and it's just come to kind of a head that you're noticing it more. But
so this is top down, people with college degrees all the way down to entry level workers. The desire isn't there to get work, or people just aren't answering the help wanted ads, or
You know, I mean, they're not answering those ads. You know, they've gone through WorkSource, Indeed, Bamboo. There's quite a few out there to try. You know, like one that was down. Oh gosh, no, I can't even think of it. Exceptional Foresters. It was down like 24 people. That's a lot from last year.
Wow.
You know, and they're finding that you know, that particular facility requires a lot of patience. So they do have a higher turnaround, but yeah, they're struggling to find people and have people answer, you know, the help wanted ads.
Wow. So you mentioned the casino was the number one, Little Creek Casino and Resort. What's the number of employees that
They're at 782. They were a little over 800 last year. So I had a good business visit recently with Mark, the CEO out there. They've made the decision to, instead of having 2 minimum wage jobs where, you know, they fully believe the minimum wage is not a living wage.
Right.
So he'd rather have one person at $22 an hour, but then here are your expectations. They're a lot higher.
Yeah.
You know, the benefits that they offer are wonderful. A lot of these employers have great benefits, and I don't believe that the job seekers really take that into consideration.
they look at that salary number, which often doesn't include your benefits package. You also have, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, are people having to spice up those benefit offerings to try to get more people in? But I guess if they're not even looking at them.
I think businesses have to be more flexible in what it is that they're offering. You've got a workforce that's coming in with different expectations than the workforce before them. So flexible hours, different teleworking options, different ways to really still engage the worker while giving them that flexibility that they need is really what a focus is happening.
Is that helpful, though, to the business owner? I mean, to maybe not have as set of a schedule all the time. That seems like there's a lot more work involved with trying to fill the 8 to 10 hours of an open business a day. If people say, well, I'll work 3 hours this day and maybe 5 hours tomorrow if you want, I guess.
I think it depends on the type of business. There are some businesses where you're locked into needing somebody to, I mean, a medical office, you can't have their front desk staff be at home.
Right.
They need to be there. So depending on what it is, the position that you're looking for, there's some inherent flexibility that you can do. But if it's a position where you have to be here from X number of time because you're dealing with the public, then you're looking for a specific type of person for that anyway.
I only work Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And not every Tuesday.
And not every Tuesday. I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's
Maybe,
really
maybe
strange. I mean, I've seen that. I've seen, a place I'd worked before, a gal showed up, 10:30, 11. And I thought, wow, what?
You're like,
my
your
work
day started
ethic-
at 7.
Yeah, my work
Yeah.
ethic is completely different. That business opened at 8 o'clock. You're there at 8 o'clock.
And if
I
it's
don't-
if
it's-
it's
I don't
retail
know.
or if it's a service oriented business, there are needs that have to be fulfilled by somebody being there.
Yeah.
But there's, thank goodness for our digital age right now, there are ways to really mitigate that issue. You don't have to be a salesperson on the floor. You can do a lot of that online now.
Yeah.
A lot of that push, a lot of your marketing is done online. So if your job has that flexibility, then you're seeing the businesses start to kind of look at that position a little bit differently.
We talk a lot about how you guys prepare, and like Pam was on the other week and from WorkSource, getting people prepared with their resumes and whatnot. But that doesn't necessarily change their mindset. How much work do you guys do with the business owner and saying, listen, we get it. We know that you're used to people working 8 to 9 to 5, 40 hours a week in a set office position. But sorry to break it to you, this is not how it's being done right now, for good or for bad. And we could go back to the old model. But as of right now, if you're looking to hire people, you're going to have to change the way you think of business and how it's been. Do you guys have a lot of those types of training options? I know you do the business builder, but is that part included in that?
We do a lot of the conversations with the businesses around that. Most of the training does go through our local regional workforce development council. That's who gets the funding. So it's information that we pass on to the businesses. It's not the trainings that we hold, but I think you're right. It's that initial conversation with the business, and they're getting to a frustration point that they're really looking at it already. So it's not something that we're telling them new. It's something that they've already kind of assessed internally.
What's the main thing that someone would use as kind of a shock point to change their thinking? Is it, we understand we don't like it when the generation is on their phones during downtime. But if they're not in front of a customer, maybe it's okay that they're checking their Instagram, knowing that if a customer shows up, they have to put the phone down.
Immediate.
Yeah. It's not, I'll get to that after I tweet this. But
You're like, no, hang on.
But if they're on the phone,
No, you're fired.
but if they're on the phone, and before phones, the employee may have just been twiddling their thumbs, but still engaging them. Well, I'm just waiting for somebody to come. Instead of twiddling their thumbs, they're looking at their phone, and it can be very frustrating. But that's kind of how we're at right now. Is that, what are some of the main shock points that you're saying, listen, this is going to happen, so might as well get in front of it?
Well, I think with that situation very specifically is giving them something to do to fill their time. If that's a person who needs to be actively engaged, then being bored is not where you want that employee.
Sure.
So give them something to do, maybe using their phone, have them start apprenticing on the social media output. So you're really looking at kind of cross-training opportunities. You're looking at different areas where they can get more experience. Just keeping them busy and engaged really is kind of the goal.
Are there certain industries that you see young people gravitating towards? Like, things that are appealing to the younger generations?
I've got some specifics, and thank you for asking that, because I don't remember them off the top of my head, so I will get them to you. The biggest point is not necessarily industry specific, it's how are you engaging that workforce. So if if they're buying into what it is that you're selling, what it is that you're doing, they're going to be more likely to stay. They're also going to be more likely to help you grow your business. If you're saying, thanks, John Q, 20-year-old, for that great idea, but I think I know what I'm doing, and you're not taking what it is that they're saying, and you're not helping them figure out either why it doesn't work or let's go ahead and try it. If they're not feeling that, then they're going to go somewhere very quickly.
Oh yeah, you get shut down.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to. You're not going to want to engage if you keep getting shut down. You're trying to act. Yes, that's a great point. New people into the business community, they may have thoughts and ideas that have happened before, but they are not privy to them. They go, well, what if we did it this way? And you say, oh yeah. That's not going to work.
Well, and 20 years ago, that idea might not have worked, but your environment now has changed so much that maybe there is the opportunity for it to work. You are seeing that, kind of the baby boomer age, they went into the workforce. That was their job. They were there 30 years. The newer workforce now, they'll give you maybe 2 years. And if they're not feeling that connection, they are going to move on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 to
things have
3
really
years.
changed.
Yeah. It's also another just really quick focus. There has been that push to go to college, but you are seeing now a push to really consider the trades as an
I
option.
think that's a great idea. Yeah, I've always been a supporter of that.
Yeah, and it's a very good option as well. Not everybody wants to sit in a classroom and get as much information. They want to go out and be able to do. And we're looking in Washington State at over 500 apprenticeship positions filled.
That's great.
This last year.
Wow.
That is at least 3 times the amount that it was the year before. And you're going to see that grow as the schools take that as a viable career option and build those training facilities for it. The school district here is looking at an option to be able to do that in conjunction with Olympic College. So
Let's give the top 10 of the employers here in the county.
da-da-da-da-da-da.
Little Creek Casino, Mason General Hospital, Shelton School District, the
Whoa,
Washington.
whoa. Let's get the numbers here. These are
She's speed reading it. I'm going to get it.
Little Creek Casino was at 782. Mason General Hospital's at 701. The Shelton School District is at 694. The Washington Correction Center is 684. Taylor Shellfish is at 400. Mason County is at 393. North Mason School District is 367. And Sierra Pacific Industries is at 280.
wow.
Yeah, Squaxin Island Tribe, 273. And then Walmart is 271.
Isn't that something? That's a lot of wages that go into the community in those 10 businesses. Isn't that something?
Yeah,
Very cool.
Wow.
Good to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Karin, always good to see you.
always good to see you too.
Who won the chili cook-off? Did you stick around to see who the winner was? Was it the venison one?
A gal named Laura.
Yeah.
I don't know her last name. She's a bartender at Bob's. And then, gosh, I just looked at it yesterday. I forget the gentleman's name.
All right.
But Laura won too. It's almost a sweep, I think. So, yeah, they do a great job.
That was
there.
fun. That
yeah,
was fun.
chili cook-off is always
Did you
a
not
great
put
time.
your white bean in there? Seriously, for the whole last year. My
You
award-winning
didn't?
white bean chili cook-off.
I didn't.
My
I
chili.
think my family and friends are sick of it.
I think I'll make that my award-winning chili.
Well, then what white chicken chili was I tasting? Because that was good, too.
I don't know. There were so many entries.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, I like the one, the danger with the little sign in it. All your faces, judge's
It was
face.
so hot. It was hot.
I think you were dabbing your cheeks.
I
It was
was.
like, so, yeah.
It was hot.
Making your face sweat.
All right.